go inside. You're more than welcome. It's a free place for you to explore all your modern art. But if you got your cameras ready, just look to your left hand side, and you're gonna get the most beautiful picture of the St. Paul Cathedral. That little cathedral with the cross in top. That cathedral was designed by the master himself, Sir Christopher Wren himself. Designed that little cathedral there. And in the cathedral, she's 365 feet tall, easily remembered as 1 foot a day. To go on that little cathedral, which is a viewing platform all the way to the top, up in there's over 500 staircases you need to climb all the way to the top. But you have to pay like a fee, like a £30 fee. But if you don't want to pay that, I recently found out that you can go on a Sunday. If you go on a Sunday, they won't charge you. Because it's a church, they won't charge you on a Sunday. So go on a Sunday and enjoy it. But there's usually a man standing on the outside with a little bucket, a little champagne bucket, and they appreciate you guys to do a kind of donation in the pocket, like a 5 or a 10 or a 15. And they call the donation the silent donation. Because if you put coins inside the bucket during masses, it makes noise. And they don't like noise during masses as well. If you look to your right hand side, the white building with a thatch roof, that is a replica of Shakespeare Globe Theatre. And in there, that is where the word "the show must go on" and box office originated from. Because if you look all the way to the top, there is no roof. And in there as well, there is no seats and there is no speaker. Every play that is being filmed in there or is being played in there is done traditionally. The only thing they don't do traditionally is right now, female parts are played by the females. In the olden days, the females are played by the males. But right now, the female parts are being played by the females. And if you look all the way to the top, you can see them flying in red flags. At the moment, they're showing a tragic play. And to get a ticket in there can cost you about £5. £5 for a live entertainment here in London is a good money well spent. If you're in London, I recommend you try it out. Sticking to your right hand side, that brown building with the red windows. That is the Anchor Pub. That is one of the oldest pubs to ever exist here in London. That pub has been there for more than 400 years. Because in the attic of that pub, that is where William Shakespeare used to change in the attic of that pub before going all the way to the Shakespeare Globe Theatre to perform. And in that building as well, you're going to see so many celebrities. Celebrities like Anthony Joshua, Lewis Hamilton. There's so many celebrities that goes there once in a while or most of the time. And that is where you're going to see the other celebrities like I and the captain as well. That is where you're going to see us in about 8 o'clock. And what we do there is what we call an intensive research for this commentary. It takes hours and hours. Anybody on here a fan of the Pirates of the Caribbean, the movie? If you watch it, look at your right hand side, you're going to see a pirate ship. That pirate ship has got nothing to do with the movie, but I just love it. But that pirate ship, she is a replica of the Golden Hind. When the Golden was sailed out of London, and she came to London, she brought back so much treasure that the treasure on it brought London out of debt. So right now, they're redoing it again to go to sea. For the Americans on board, this is for you. Look in between these bridges here. You're going to see a little cathedral as well, a little church. That church, that is black sort of cathedral. That is sort of cathedral. And in that church, that is where John Harvard, the co-founder of Harvard University, was born and baptized in that little church there, under there. And this is it, guys. This is where most of you have come to see. In our whole glory, this is London Bridge. If you don't believe me, look to your right and look to your left, and you're going to see the name written on it. This London Bridge you're seeing right now, she's the first London Bridge to span the river. The last one we had was sinking into the river, and she was from this column here, from this column all the way to that column. That's where she was, the last one. The last one was sinking, and we had to sell it brick by brick, stone by stone, to a guy in America, and the guy is called Robert McCollum. When the guy bought London Bridge, he was sad because he thought he was buying Tower Bridge. If you go online right now and you press London Bridge, Tower Bridge is going to show up. That it was so clever, and what he did is he rebuilt London Bridge in Lake Havasu, Arizona. I've seen pictures of it, and it's on your right hand side, standing tall in a home. That is the Shard of Glass. The Shard of Glass, she was designed by a guy called Renzo Piano, and when he designed it, it's about 222 meters tall. On the upper deck is a very platform. The middle part is an apartment, restaurant, over 120 floors, more than that, in there. But the upper part is a viewing platform which you have to pay about £30. If you don't want to pay, look to your left hand side and you're going to see the tall building with the glass, with the green glass on the top, the tall one. That is the Sky Garden. And if you look all the way to the top, you can see people walking about. That's because in the Sky Garden, it's a free viewing platform. You're free to go in there and they don't charge you nothing. It's a free of charge. But there's a long queue, about 15 minutes. If you want to avoid that queue, just go online, go on skygarden.com, and it will show you some free times they have. You have to pre-book in advance anyway, because most people are there from like 5 o'clock in the morning just to get into that building as well. On your right hand side, you might say and you might know because she's in camouflage, but this is HMS Belfast. She was built in the same shipyard as the ill-fated Titanic in Belfast, and she was a warship in World War II. No more a warship, she is now an extension to the Imperial Museum, which means on the inside, once you go inside, you see some people walking about, and they're going to give you an old tour of the old decks. She's got about 9 decks. If you're into your Navy, you're going to really enjoy it. That's interesting. That little flag they're flying right now means something. So that's uniform, Sierra, Papa. What's that? Oh, that is spelled Belfast. That's interesting. So that little flag is spelled that little flag is seen now is spelled in Belfast. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, this is the HMS Belfast, as you can see. The next page we're gonna get underneath right now, that is Tower Bridge. Please be very careful. I know most of you want to take pictures. Don't worry. The captain and I are very generous. Very soon we're going to turn the boat around and you're going to have a clear picture of the Tower Bridge on your right hand side coming into view. But Tower Bridge in front of you